Japanese culture. Like I'm obsessed with Harajuku fashion. Like I love how bold it is. And I feel like where that really came from, or that love came from, was I feel like I used to be really, really shy. And my art was the kind of place where I could be like really unapologetically like loud. And so it's like I'm really not shy when I'm in my art kind of thing.
Totally.
So yeah, that's kind of where that boldness comes from.
Do you see your characters as almost like alter egos in a way? Or like,
a little bit. It's like a little bit, yeah. Like this is like, oh my gosh, if I could be anyone, I want to be this chick, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yes. And Javier, for you?
The inspiration of my work, or how I built, is have got a lot of video games. Maybe 90s of the beginning of 2000 video games. For example, Sin City. That when you build your city, that game is. I spent maybe close to years playing this video game all the time. Roller Coaster Tycoon, for example, Tycoon family games. I love. Sometimes I think because Sin City don't do a new game with the things I like, I do by myself, something like that. And of course, movies, like mechanical movies, sci-fi movies. I mix everything, all the things I like, I mix without no sense. I don't care. It's like I want to play with this, and I do it with a lot of things, every day I see some things. Oh, that's fascinating. I like this every single day, and I build something. It's like a toy sometimes, because this is a visual toy, because it's like a toy. It's like a set, when the toys have got a set with a bridge and something like a Barbie house.
Right, like in the movies when you set up those like things, like the ball goes down and drops. yeah,
like
totally. Awesome, cool. And so I know this is kind of a hard question, but is there, with your overall work, is there like one feeling or like one message or like one type of thought that you hope the viewers would take away from your work?
Well, in my case, is invite to imagination. It's like a game. Play with your mind. Why you don't, and you can open your mind a little bit more. I think I like when I see a movie or whatever, or video game, when you can see, like more fantasy, exercise to do a more fantasy or an effort. It's like invite you to imagine and inspire you. I think every artist do that. It's like, if you see my art, for me, I think that the most beautiful thing you can do it when you see my art is come back home and do your own art. Like inspire yourself. I think for me, it's for every artist.
Yeah. And for you, Katie?
I love. I'm gonna like piggyback on the way Javier like talked about his, where like what I would love the most when somebody views my art is that they then feel like they can be unapologetically themselves. So like they can feel like they look at my work and they're like, oh, I have permission to be as bold or as loud or as whatever that they want to be. Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's awesome. So do you guys see your style evolving in the future? Like, is there anything that you want to try that, different mediums or maybe like a different subject matter or anything like that you kind of want to explore in the future or see yourself exploring in the future?
I mean, I've always been curious about vinyl toys. So like, I would love to go, maybe not even, it doesn't even have to be vinyl toys. Like, I would love to go and learn 3D and like explore that medium more.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. Yeah, that's my like fantasy right now.
Yeah, nice.
That's good. That's a good idea.
You should do it.
will buy one. I will buy one.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think a lot of people would buy one for sure.
For me, I think I'm really interested in virtual reality, VR. You know, do
Okay.
something like visit one of my visual toys, but huge, or maybe maybe you can go in a car like a roller coaster or something like that. And
Wow.
I think it was fun, and I was talking with some people are interested maybe in do some kind of video game, but but it's like we love that, but we haven't got no idea what they can do for a video game. We have some ideas. This is a huge project. If one day I will do, and we'll see, we'll see. But I've got some ideas, for the
I mean,
future.
that sounds like something that's just like totally new territory. I think that's one of the exciting things. We're hearing a lot of people talking about VR and like how exciting it is for it, and like to be able to turn one of those toys into an actual full-on experience, like that would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
oh my God.
that would be really cool. Seriously. Wow. Okay. And then so everyone who's listening to this, if you guys know, this is kind of an exciting day because we are announcing the drop of a special collaboration piece between Katie and Javier. And so I want to just ask you guys if you could just tell us a little bit about this piece, kind of what inspired it, and also just like the experience you had working with another artist, but also another artist that's across the world and that has like a pretty different style. So maybe Katie, if you want to get started with that one.
Yeah, sure. So I was definitely curious because when I saw Javier's work, it's like super distinct and also like different than mine, right? But the first sketch that Javier made, it just like, it was like, oh, it's like I just saw it, right? Like I saw the idea, and I didn't know at the time that he called his work like visual toys, and so we created this like arcade machine, right? And it just, I don't know, it just almost was like, it just fit really well. It just like, it was like, it's a toy, right? And I mentioned the arcade machine. And then I knew that like seeing his animation work, I was like, ooh, I wonder if I could animate. Or like, he could like kind of dive into trying to animate and let's see if we can make something really cool. And he had the idea of doing like a fight scene and all this stuff. And I was like, oh man, yeah, I'm down. Let's do this. And I mean, I had a really great experience. Javier was super, super fun to work with, and he helped me a lot. Like, he really helped like walk my hand through how to like frames and everything. So yeah, I thought it was an awesome experience.
Awesome, cool. And Javier, do you have anything to add?
I agree with all first, and the point was that I think was really easy and was really easy, and was really easy and for example, it's actually our style are different, but play very well together. I don't know why. Maybe for the colors, maybe, but I think play very well. And for example, I did my colors, I think before, and when I see the Cathy draws mixed very well. Was like we decided same the palette of color for arcade game, like purples, like and that was like really like a dance and really easy for me. Work with Betty was like holidays. That's true.
That's awesome. Well, that's all nice when it works out like that, for sure. Cool. And then what is kind of the overall message of this piece, or that you hope people will take away from it or feel when they see it?
Well, I think they have got arcade games. For some people, are a personal remember, something like that. For me, for example, I have got 37 years old, and I play it a lot with the coins all the time. Is this? I think when you mix something from like in cash with actual coins, cryptocurrency, something really modern, always play well. It's like everything was here. You know, the coins, the possibilities, the chances, and do a game. I think it's like too popular. It's like popular culture. Right. Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
Continue, Carrie.
Oh, my turn. Okay. Yeah, I think like I love the juxtaposition or like the contrast, right, of something like old school, like an arcade machine, and then combining it with something that's so modern, like cryptocurrency,
Right.
right? Like I think that's fun. And I mean overall I think it's just I just thought it would be like it's more like bringing just the fun back, I guess, to to cryptocurrency, I guess, right? Or like the idea of it. I think it's just like it's just have fun.
Yeah.
Is the way I'm thinking about it.
Awesome. Hey, that's always a good message. That's always something we need in our lives, right? Is more fun. Cool. And then like how do you guys both just talking about digital arts in general? It's a relatively new industry. And we see it like getting more and more popular. How do you guys see it going in the future? Do you have any predictions of like what the industry will look like in the next few years?
Like digital art, right? You said?
Yeah, digital art, and then even more specifically, like crypto art.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm guessing like VR is gonna become like that's eventually gonna be like everyone's gonna have one, right? I feel like that's eventually gonna be the thing that like everyone's gonna have one, just like a laptop, and it's gonna be a new normal pretty soon.
Yeah.
And so I'm really curious like how that's gonna really change the way we consume art when that's all normal. I feel like it's definitely heading there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of in previous interviews, VR is seeming to come up over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Javier, do you have anything to add to that?
About the in the digital art in the future, no? It's the future. I think the point here is when the big brands, the big like Sotheby's, or you know, the big galleries start to play with that. You know, actually they are buying the by someone. No, I can check in the future. Sorry, in the past, some video artists sell, but always is complicated. I remember myself 5 years ago with some visual toys, talking with some curators, and that they told me, and what we can do in that, how we can sell that. They haven't got no idea. Like we can sell in a USB, in a box, you know, something crazy. And crypto are open, absolutely. This, you know, and I think the future is here, of course, but really, really different because art is art, you know. I think people need to understand, like Kerry, is handmade. You can't draw the girls Kerry draws if you don't have. People must understand this. The market must grow step by step, and the UVR here, of course, is the future. But we have a long way, a long way.
What are some things like? How do you think that the traditional art world will start to kind of like better understand and better value and kind of like start melding with this world of digital arts and crypto arts?
Well, it's important. It's important, for example, one of the more great artists going to the crypto art and art. For example, imagine Banksy or I don't know, the other big ones. If they go into the crypto art, is a huge support. I think the point here is the money. I think it's the money. If if the first big gallery, Sachi Gallery, for example, play and win and earn good benefits with money, it's the beginning. But I think for sure, because I was talking with some galleries, exhibitions, and of people, and they are trying to do that. They need business. They are trying, and I think the blockchain could be the big change in that way.
Yeah.
My opinion.
For sure. Yeah. Hopefully. Katie, do you have anything else to add to that?
What came up for me was like, not just VR, but AR, like augmented reality, is mixing digital and physical. So I'm curious if like that is one way where like, digital art and traditional art will like meld more, and then like traditional artists and traditional galleries will take digital work more seriously. Because I mean, how cool is it, right? When you buy a physical piece and then there's like another experience on your phone or something like that.
Totally.
And yeah, like, cause I think Josie's doing that, right?
Yeah, I think there's Josie, and I know there's Trevor Jones. Like there's a few artists in the space, I think, that are starting to experiment with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes sense. I mean, to like how to meld the worlds together is to literally meld it together.
Yeah, literally, right?
Yeah, totally. Okay, and so you guys have, like, relatively speaking, you guys both have like pretty solid fan bases and recognition across the world. I'm wondering like how you guys were able to achieve this, and like what advice you have for artists who maybe newer to the game, trying to establish their fan bases and their audiences. If you have any advice for them on how to do that.
Well, for me, I think the advice for how to recognize and that kind of things is work hard. I think is the point always. Work hard, be selfish with your style, sometimes with your time. Be selfish with your time. You are work a lot, try to grow your style. Maybe you can grow and maybe you come back, but you need to open your mind and work more. And for example, one day if you work honestly with your style, with the people can see your work, your passion in your illustration. You one day you receive a mail, suddenly one may say, okay, you want to show your work in that place. That happens. It happens like that. It's not like another way. Or for example, in my case, I work for illustration agencies. One in London, very famous, big one. Easy. You can send your portfolio. It's just one mail with 5 images. You try again, work, show, feedbacks all the time, and work a lot more time. Spend more time in your work and see.
hard to get popularity instead of like making art for me.
Right.
And so when I focused on really like first and foremost fulfilling my creative itch, that's when people were more attracted to it, because I think you can see that passion that Javier was talking about in the work, right? And it's more authentic, it's genuine, and yeah, I think that's what like will attract more of that fan base.
Totally.
One more thing is I want to say is don't do tricks. You know, don't try a trick or cheat. You know, be honest. Be honest. The people see when you work honestly. You know.
Yeah, totally.
It sounds like you guys are both saying just like be true to yourself, and the rest will kind of follow, come into place. So that's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's great life advice in general, right? So yeah, thank you guys for sharing that. And so we're coming to the end of this interview. So I guess I'd just like to end it with, if you have any like final thoughts that you want to share with the audience, fellow artists and lovers of digital art, on just the industry in general, or on your work, and kind of like something that you hope that they take away from it.
Okay, I'll go first. I feel like what I just kind of talked about creating a fan base is like you said, like the life advice of that. Like,
Right.
it's like the idea that somebody else feels like they can then do their own, like be unapologetically themselves, like that they can go do that. Like that's what I want everyone to be able to do, is like fully express themselves. Without fear of other people's opinions and stuff like that. Like, so I say be selfish in that way, like prioritize your self-expression. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good advice. Thank you.
And my advice, maybe it's weird, but is work with bad ideas. Don't wait to the great idea. Don't work. You know, I promise. If you see my visual touch, it's fantastic. Maybe at the first date, I hate what I see. You know, but I don't leave this idea. I try to do well that idea. Works with bad ideas. You know, don't live like wait. Oh, I think stop think. Work.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's my advice.
Yeah. Can I add to that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And like the question that I always asked myself when I was making art was like, what would I want to see in the world, or what would I make even if it looked bad? Like, and I don't care. Like, what would I make even if other people don't like it? And then that was like how I was able to really find like what I truly like really loved, and I was willing to make all the bad art because of that too.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah, that is really great advice from you both. Thank you so much. And that is the conclusion of our interview. So thank you both so much for joining us. I know that it's kind of late out there where you are, so I appreciate you staying up and taking the time to do this. And just for everyone listening, be sure that you keep an eye out for Javier and Katie's new piece that's going to be releasing today. It's going to really blow everybody's mind, I'm sure. So thanks again, both of you guys, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, well, take care, both of you.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Have a good one.
Hi everyone, I am Gala Mirissa, and first of all, I want to apologize because my bad pronunciation and for not being able to be online today. I'm based in Barcelona, Spain, and I began to create art by casualty as a way of healing. For me, art represents a nation because I was at time a little sick. Without any kind of reason, some years ago, I began to feel pain into my bones, and I was diagnosed with an advanced arthrosis. This made me to remain 3 years at home without working and with a lot of surgeries.
Hello to you all. My name is Tony Yok. I'm an artist living in Belgrade, Serbia. I was asked to say a few things about Gala and our cooperation we made for the piece presented on the MakersPlace. Gala is one of the artists I noticed immediately I entered the MakersPlace, and somehow I sense her sensibility and imagination and her skills, and it looked like sort of we recognized each other. So it was just a matter of a moment when something like this collaboration, sorry, English is not my native language, would happen. And I was so thrilled when Gala asked me to do something together. So she gave a new look to my watercolor works, and it turned out great. So I'm hoping that we will do some more things in the future. And all I can say, Gala is great. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so hello everyone who's listening to this. This is Aisha here from MakersPlace, and I am getting to talk with the artist George Boya. He is a MakersPlace artist who has made many amazing creations, and he's gonna be talking today about his artwork, his inspiration, and just the digital arts industry in general. So George, thank you so much for joining us today.
You are welcome. Hello, everybody. My name is George Boya, as I said. I'm from Greece. I live in Thessaloniki. It's a, let's say, small town in Greece, nice town. And I started as an artist with hand-cut collages around 16 years ago. I had this, idea of to imitate the stained glass techniques that we see in the windows of the Gothic churches, but make it with paper, like a collage. I found a way to do it. When I created the first artwork, I was very excited with the result. It was impressive, colorful, kind of unique. I haven't seen like that, nothing like that. And so I continued doing those kind of hand-cut collages. I made exhibitions, solo group exhibitions in my country and abroad. And the past 2 years, I stopped doing hand-cut artworks and tried to learn Photoshop and started doing digital collages. It was kind of more easier. I think the hand-cut process kind of, tired me with all the printing, finding the material, cutting them, and then stacking all the unsold artworks at my place.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's interesting. I think we're hearing.
Okay, let's move to another place. Oh, this looks really good here. Okay. Very detailed, very photorealistic, I would say. What's that here? Well, there are too many elements. Slow, huh? Why are the stone moving here? Oh, it's such a huge land here. Transit network. Ah, okay. Oh, it's to travel from one land to another, it looks like. Ah, okay, I couldn't fall down. Ah, I did some invisible wall, but not everywhere. Okay. Oh. No! Left the track. What's that here? Okay, I see. Oh, somebody bought that land just to put advertising, okay. Okay, it's kind of a road parcel. A road estate, okay. Alright, I log off.